In the vast emptiness beyond Pluto, something blinked a flash, then another. Buried deep inside a rogue interstellar object speeding through our solar system, 3I Atlas, James Webb just captured something no one expected. Structured light patterns. This isn't a comet. It isn't a rock. It's not behaving like anything we've seen before. The last time a visitor like this passed by, it was Oumuamua, and we're still arguing about what that was. But 3I Atlas is different. More controlled. More deliberate. The light pulses follow a rhythm, almost like a beacon. Is it natural? A trap? Or a signal from an intelligence that doesn't want to be found? Let's go deeper, because what James Webb saw inside 3I Atlas may not be from this universe. In 2019, a blip appeared on deep space radar. It was faint, barely noticeable, but fast, too fast. An object was cutting through the outer rim of our solar system, and it wasn't following any of the usual orbital paths. It was named 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever discovered. But this one felt different. Oumuamua had baffled the world in 2017, a cigar-shaped enigma with no tail, no emissions, and an impossible trajectory. Theories flooded in: comet, alien probe, fractured asteroid. But 3I Atlas brought something new to the table: control. It moved with eerie precision, its path adjusting subtly as if nudged. Not by gravity, but by intent. For years it disappeared into the black, but then, in October 2024, it returned, not by chance, not on a wide arc, but on a trajectory that scientists could only describe as a loop. A calculated turn back toward our system. The James Webb Space Telescope, now fully operational and scanning the far reaches of space, locked onto it again, just beyond Neptune's icy orbit. And that's when the anomalies began. Instead of a dusty trail or icy outgassing, JWST's infrared sensors picked up light. Not ambient glow, not reflection, but bursts, repeating, fluctuating, structured. Each pulse danced in rhythmic formation, tight, compressed flashes. Like the blink of a cosmic eye. And over the next 48 hours, those pulses began to evolve. They were getting stronger, faster, closer. What changed in the lights as it approached the inner system? At first, the light pulses seemed random, cosmic rays, background noise, maybe sunlight glinting off a rotating surface. That's what scientists hoped it was. But hopes turned to unease when the pulses repeated. Exactly, every 137 seconds. A prime number, not a harmonic frequency, not tied to the object's spin. It had no wobble, no tail, no natural periodicity. It was a rhythm without a body, a clock without gears. It was a signal. NASA's Deep Space Network flagged it immediately. The European Space Agency began cross-referencing the frequency. And tucked away in a private Slack channel, Dr. Eva Hirsch, one of Webb's lead analysts, posted a chilling observation. "We're seeing binary. This isn't natural." She was right. The flashes formed long, short patterns, then reversals, then symmetry, dashes, dots, gaps. It mimicked Morse code. The scientific community split into chaos. Half the panel claimed it was a statistical fluke, light echo, dust cloud interference. The other half? They went silent. Behind NDA walls, military clearance protocols were suddenly triggered, but independent astronomers were already decoding. The message was short, simple, repetitive. A single pattern echoed through the cosmos. Come in, come in, come in, and then, just as quickly as it started, the light stopped. No fade, no tapering, just gone. Webb went dark on the object, like someone had flipped a switch. Why did the signal stop, and what was waiting in the silence? 3 days. That's how long the signal had pulsed with mathematical precision. Then nothing. No final flash. No trailing decay. The lights from 3I Atlas didn't dim, they vanished. As if the sender knew it had been seen. As if it no longer needed to speak. James Webb stayed trained on the object. Its infrared eyes peeled for any flicker of movement. Instead, it saw something far stranger. The surface of 3I Atlas, cold, featureless, began to warm, slowly, subtly, but enough to register on thermal scans. This wasn't sunlight. The object was far beyond Mars. There shouldn't be any warming at that distance. Something inside was activating. And then came the shift. A sudden, sharp course correction, unexplained, unprovoked. An interstellar object traveling at tens of kilometers per second changed direction by itself. A move no natural object has ever been recorded doing. Calculations showed the new vector was no accident. It avoided detection zones. It dodged major satellites. It was navigating intelligently. Inside NASA, chatter turned from comet models to something darker: propulsion, control, awareness. The skies were silent again. But the silence no longer felt peaceful. It felt watched. Where was it going, and what was calling it from beyond the stars? After the abrupt course correction, 3I Atlas wasn't slowing down. It was accelerating. This alone was impossible. An object that size with no visible propulsion, no solar sails, no gravitational assists, gaining speed. Astronomers ran the numbers again. The new trajectory pointed toward a dark region of sky, cold, empty, and forgotten zone zeta. To most, it's just another patch of the cosmos. But to astrophysicists, it's one of the strangest sectors ever catalogued. A zone where stars vanish literally from long-range scans. Background radiation plummets. Signal decay is extreme. Telescopes aimed at Zeta have reported anomalies since the 90s. Images corrupted. Data mysteriously missing. Some believe it's just a glitch in the instruments. Others believe it's not supposed to be observed. Now, 3I Atlas was heading directly into it. That's when it happened. A faint, almost imperceptible signal, coming from deep within Zone Zeta. It mirrored the original pulse from 3I Atlas. Same wavelength, same rhythm, but older, like a degraded echo of the first message. It wasn't just sending something, it was responding. Two signals, one from the object, one from the void ahead, a call, and an answer. But that raised the terrifying question: if Zone Zeta contains a second source, what else is out there? And why is it only speaking now? What lives in the darkness beyond our telescopes? And why is it calling something back? As 3 Atlas neared the edge of Zone Zeta, its surface began to peel. Layers of carbon composite flaked away like old skin. Beneath the blackened exterior was something smooth, reflective, artificial. Spectral analysis from Webb returned materials with no known Earth analogues. Not metal, not carbon. Something else, with perfect reflectivity and zero albedo. Light hit it, and vanished. Then came the final burst, short, sharp, precisely timed. Radio telescopes across 3 continents caught it simultaneously. A final emission, just before the object disappeared into the abyss. This time, the signal wasn't binary, it was a visual map. NASA's AID construction teams ran it through legacy spectrogram protocols, cross-referencing with known human transmissions. The results silenced the The image mirrored something we'd sent into space 50 years ago, the Arecibo. Message, but altered where? We'd embedded human anatomy, atomic numbers, and our solar system's position. This response contained new data, a figure humanoid, but not limbs longer, skull spiked, a symbol radiating from its chest, a sunburst wrapped in rings, a warning. A mirror, then? One final fragment, a wide-angle map of our solar system, but not from Earth's surface. It showed Earth's orbit, from above, from space, with precise timestamps, as if something or someone had been here. Before watching, documenting, waiting. Why? Send a response using our message. And how did it know our orbital path with such precision? And then, nothing. Atlas crossed into Zone Zeta and vanished from every telescope. No trace. No light, no echoes, just absence. The final data dump from James Webb was marked anomalous. But when independent astronomers requested access, they hit walls. Hard ones. Redacted logs, scrubbed telemetry, entire frames missing. Insiders whispered of data locks issued from defense agencies, not just in the US but across multiple countries. Why? Because the transmission, the response, was more than just mimicry. It included timestamps, celestial alignments, eclipse cycles, and at the center of it all, a countdown. Scientists matched the timing. It lands precisely on the next solar eclipse, visible across multiple continents. An event already anticipated by millions, but now, watched for an entirely different reason. Some think it's a rendezvous, others believe it's a test, and one analyst under heavy encryption said this: it wasn't just a probe. It was a surveillance device. It didn't just respond. It reported back, that final image of Earth's orbit. It wasn't just informational. It was a receipt, and if 3i Atlas was only one of many, then the sky isn't quiet, it's listening. What happens when the countdown ends? And are we the observers or the observed? We've always believed space to be silent, cold, vast, and empty, but silence is not absence, and now we know the dark listens back. James Webb's glimpse into 3i Atlas wasn't just a fluke. It was a message buried inside motion, a signal hidden in rhythm, a whisper from something ancient, something watching. We thought Oumuamua was strange, but this was deliberate. So the question is no longer if we're alone, it's why are they watching now? And when the eclipse comes, what happens if they answer again?